It was definitely not an ordinary day for the scientific team in the Arctic area. Lead scientist Peter noticed something magnificent in the ice, but he couldn't exactly find out what it was. However, it was just a matter of seconds when the entire team was immediately on their way to get that piece of ice to the lab. But little did they know that a creature would still live in this coffin of ice. God knows how long this creature had been frozen in ice before Peter found it. He knew that this could be the discovery of a lifetime and could not wait to get it freed from its icy prison. But when Peter finally gets through the frozen wall and sees what it is that he is dealing with, he is stunned by the true magnitude of his find. He had brought people with him from the scientist camp to help him get behind the wall of ice and help him come face to face with what could be his greatest discovery. The crew starts to carefully chip away at the ice until they finally get close enough to get an idea of what they are dealing with. The workers all take a step back from the shock. Some even start to make their way back to the entrance of the ice cave. Peter just drops to his knees. How was this possible? But what did Peter discover in the ice wall? How had he even found this ice cave in the first place? And could this possibly be a discovery that the world would be better off without? Before we start our story, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss any new stories. With century-old ice melting at an alarming rate over the past couple of decades, more and more secrets that were once hidden beneath it are becoming accessible, potentially revealing incredible things to be discovered, or things that should better be left untouched. Explorers from all over the world are ready to pounce on these opportunities, trying to forever cement their name in the history books. Most of these explorers fail dramatically in their effort, but Peter, a 36-year-old scientist, is not most explorers, and his most recent mission proved that his journey will take him to northern Greenland, land that was previously completely inaccessible and thus still very much unexplored. But with the effects of climate change, this has recently changed, and Peter is determined to use this opportunity. And use it he did when he made the discovery of a lifetime there. Peter sets out on his journey, trying to find something frozen in time beneath the ice layer, which is getting thinner and thinner. He is equipped with the bare minimum to survive on this journey, and thus the first couple of weeks are tough to endure. But he knows that it will all be worth it in the end. The first few weeks are tough. With only enough to survive and no comforts from home, Peter is determined to find something to make the trip worth it. He's been hiking for miles now. Any civilization is at least 2 days away. But then he stumbles across something that may just be what he's looking for. As the days turn into weeks, Peter gets discouraged. His supplies are running out, and he's questioning his every move. With a final burst of courage and determination, he continues to hike out, searching for anything. A strange shadow, maybe a weird rock, or even a crack in the ice. He continues to look, almost desperate. On the wide ice-covered plain, he spots it. It's a rock formation of some kind, or so it seems. It's something at least. He heads toward it. This is it, his last hope. He's tired. He's running out of supplies. This is it before he has to head back to civilization. Once he gets close, he determines that it is a rock formation. But there's something else. There's a breeze coming from small holes between the rocks. That's unusual, and it is definitely worth exploring. Could it be a cave? Or a tunnel of some kind? There's only one way to find out. Overwhelmed with excitement, Peter does his best to move the rock out of the way. It takes some time, but he manages it. There is most definitely a hole behind the rock. But where does it lead? And what could he find? But most importantly, should he even go in there? Or wait and come back with others? Peter is a seasoned explorer, but he knows the dangers going alone would mean, especially since no one knows exactly where he is or what he's doing. There hasn't been phone service in 2 days, and there's certainly been no internet. It would be wildly irresponsible to go in now. Thinking rationally, Peter knows he should go back to the nearest village. It's a 2-day hike at least. He'd probably get cell service back and internet as he got closer. Maybe he could call someone to help him and come back. But then again, would he be able to find this hole again? It's then that he makes his decision. With curiosity getting the best of him, Peter decides to take a short look into the hole. He won't go too far. And he'll certainly be careful. After all, he's a seasoned explorer. He should be okay. The hole slopes downward, and taking caution, he carries onward. But he wasn't prepared for what he found. The hole quickly turns into a tunnel. It's narrow and difficult to walk through. He has to be careful with every step he takes. Peter is afraid that rocks could come loose and collapse on top of him. But as he goes deeper down, this seems less likely. After all, everything is frozen together. But things are about to get easier. The further down he goes, the wider the tunnel gets. It's dark and cold. Peter doesn't realize just how far down he's gone. Curiosity has gotten the best of him. Looking back, the entrance seems so small. A little light in a lot of darkness. As the tunnel gets wider, it suddenly turns into a giant cave. Peter is so excited. He could be the first person to ever see this cave. Making his way through it, he finds that the cave is bigger than he thought. He knows he should leave and come back, but this needs to be explored. Walking around for hours, there's nothing but ice and rock. But his luck is about to change. Trying to keep track of where the entrance is, Peter continues to walk around. It's dangerous to be doing this alone. He knows this in his mind, but his heart longs to continue. And so he does. After all, nothing comes without some risk. So he continues on, and his dedication is about to pay off, and big. It's only then that Peter spots an ice wall that is different from the rest. Because of the layers of ice around him, they seemed very blue and white. But this ice wall is different. There's some form of dark silhouette behind it. It can't be just another rock. This was felt strange, and he had to find out what it was. Walking closer to the ice wall, he shines a light on it. There is definitely something here, but what? He shines the light over the dark silhouette, trying to make out anything that could give him a clue as to just what this is. But there's no luck. He's going to have to try something else. Luckily, he has just the thing. Or so he thinks. Peter finds his small pickaxe and begins chipping away at the ice, but it's too solid. Hours pass with little progress. He's been stubborn all day, making questionable decisions. Alone in a deep cave, with no one aware of his whereabouts, it's time to be sensible. He needs help. Before leaving, Peter maps the cave to ensure he can find it again. Determined to return, he heads back to the entrance. Reaching the surface in the dark, Peter quickly sets up camp to avoid freezing. As he works, he plans his next steps, a 2-day hike to the nearest village to gather a team. He decides against telling his peers, fearing they might take credit. The hike is grueling. Cold winds and snow make the journey perilous. He fights off hypothermia, focusing only on memorizing his route back. At night, he dreams of the silhouette inside the cave, wondering if it's a new species, an ancient artifact, or something else entirely. By dawn, he is ready to secure his discovery. In the village, Peter hires locals willing to work for money, keeping the specifics vague. They ask no questions and quickly prepare supplies, including snow scooters. The response is swift, but his funds are dwindling. Still, he believes this discovery will make every penny worth it. The team sets out the next day, but heavy snowfall has blanketed the area, obscuring the landmarks Peter noted. Hours pass without success, and the team grows frustrated. Just as tensions rise, one of the helpers pokes the ground and feels it give way. They've uncovered the snowed-in entrance. Relief washes over Peter. His determination has paid off. They descend into the cave, moving cautiously over the slippery ground. Peter's excitement builds as he rushes toward the frozen treasure. Within minutes, he reaches it, the massive ice wall with the silhouette inside. The helpers, initially unsure why they were recruited, stare in awe. Peter hesitates, wondering if they'll help, but the oldest steps forward, inspiring the others. Curiosity grows. Are they part of something historic? They begin chipping at the ice, careful to preserve the find. Progress is slow, but they press on, speculating about what lies within. Then, disaster strikes. One worker strikes too hard, sending cracks across the ice. The cave rumbles. Some helpers flee to the entrance, fearing collapse. Peter, frozen in place, knows he should seek safety, but can't abandon this moment. Seconds later, the ice wall crashes down, revealing what it had hidden for centuries. Peter stares in disbelief. Instead of a creature, a massive stone wall appears, adorned with intricate ancient drawings. He drops to his knees, overwhelmed by disappointment. It's significant, but not what he imagined. As the dust settles, more drawings emerge, hunting scenes, figures, and fire. They resemble ancient cave paintings, suggesting early human habitation. Peter realizes this discovery might be even more valuable than a single frozen specimen. These drawings could provide insights into early human life.